The day is Wednesday, the 29th of October, 2025. The crossword is by John Donegan and edited by Will Shortz. Let's get into it. Okay, the R of REMs, this is rapid eye movement. Pick up on, I believe, would be detect. A jocular suffix for most would be mostest. That would be a kind of funny way of saying that. World capital near the 60th parallel, not too sure at this point. In a way could be ish, so it's kind of that ish. Bring down, not too sure. Still red, say. Still red. I'm not too sure what that could mean, actually. Not so much could be a few. Could it be a few? And then bring down. Like bring someone's mood down? Because a few doesn't quite work. I might need to come back to that. When you coming could be like a request for an ETA. Like, what's your ETA? Okay, so not much could be a bit. Oh, okay, bring down would be abasing someone or something. Still red. Oh, rare. We're talking about a steak. So if it's still a bit red, it's rare. All right, Dracula's preferred way to eat wings. I'm guessing write something. I might need a bit more before I can unlock that one. Jupiter and Mars, these are pagan gods. Some unidentified visitors. Could it be extraterrestrials, maybe? Not too sure. Word with still or shelf? Shelf life? Still life? Yeah, okay, that works. Felt something on your head. So that would be a fedora, because the something on your head is a hat, and it's made of felt, so it's a fedora. Sorry, that's incorrect. I'm guessing something ending in no, and then clickable pick would be icon. I'm not 100% sure, because it could be no, or something along those lines. Not too sure. New Jack City co-star. Ooh. No, nothing really comes to mind here. I haven't heard of that film. I assume it's a film from 1991. No, I'll have to come back to that. What makes Dracula? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Dracula happening here. What makes Dracula frantically hop around? I have no idea. Cell centers. Oh, cells as in like biological cells have nuclei, so the nucleus of cells. Okay, so then the world capital near the 60th parallel could be Oslo. Loosens up. Not too sure. Loosens up, relaxes was my first thought, but obviously that doesn't fit. Yeah, not too sure. What about this one? Restaurant chain acronym. I think that would be IHOP, International House of Pancakes. Food fight projectile could be a P. That would make sense. Spanish name found in business. Spanish name. Let's see. BUSI, USIN. Inez. Oh, of course, Inez. Fastener with an onomatopoeic name. Not too sure. What about the eldest Corleone brother? I think his name was Sonny, the oldest one. Response to speak. So I'm assuming this has something to do with a dog. Like if you command a dog to speak, then they would woof or they'd bark or something like that. But there's only 3 letters, so I'm not too sure what it could be. States could just be says, and then ARF, ARF, being the response to speak. That is, yeah, I think that's an onomatopoeic dog language word. Milkshake ingredient that might get stuck in a straw. Milkshake ingredient. Something with the second letter R, I'm not too sure. Cold weather cryptid, I think that would be a Yeti. Neighborhood in Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. I'm guessing Soho would be the only thing that fits. I know that's an area of London. Oh, goodness me. Of course it's an Oreo. There's always got to be an Oreo in the New York Times crossword. All right. Loosens up then is softens. Okay, softens. Dracula's preferred way to eat wings right off the bone, I would have thought. Right off the... I'm not sure. First aid stinger. I-O? First aid stinger. Not sure what that could mean. Enlighten, edify, or something along those lines. Yeah, not too sure. Sebastian, the something mascot of the Miami Hurricanes. I don't know. Knock back a few. I would assume like drink a beer or drink some beers rather. Have some cold ones. All of those are too long to fit, unfortunately. Little devil. Could be imp. And then aquarium diagnostic. Aquarium diagnostic. So what's something that you would check for an aquarium? I would assume pH. So it could be pH something. And then whatever could be meh. Big bully. Not sure. Knock back a few could be imbibe then. Huh. Right off the... But bone doesn't fit. Interesting. Right off the bat. Right off the bat? Oh, wings of a bat, perhaps, is what they're... Is that what they mean? That, I'm not too sure. Not too sure. Sebastian, something, still not sure. Frantically hop around. Yeah, I might need a bit more to work with before I can get that. What about this? Sorry, that's incorrect. Okay, so I guess maybe it is no, perhaps, or maybe no. And then light on. And then New Jack City co-stars Ice T. Ice T. I was like, who's Ice It? Okay, Ice T. What makes Dracula frantically hop around? Light on his feet. Oh, okay, right. If it says sunlight on his feet, then he would hop around. Sure. Okay, aquarium diagnostic, then pH test. Okay, that makes sense. Could it be Sebastian the ibis? An ibis being a type of bird? I suppose, yeah. They'd be in that part of the world. You know, I did say edify. I'm not sure why I didn't just type it in. Huh. First aid stinger. Oh, iodine kind of stings when it's applied to a wound. Big bully being meanie. Okay, that makes sense. Fastener was an onomatopoeic name. Snap? Is that onomatopoeic? Snap. I suppose it could be. Well-rounded figure. Well-rounded. So I would assume a sphere, right? Oh, of course, it is a sphere. Big name in magic. No, nothing comes to mind. Speedway sponsor, I'm not sure. The Amigos of film, for example, are so there's the Three Amigos is a movie, so maybe it's a trio. Oh, a trio, right. Cry of victory could just be I win. So you've won, you've attained victory. Big name in magic, still not too sure. Oh, actually, pen, maybe. Pen, like Penn and Teller. And then Speedway, is this STP? That rings a bell for some reason. What contains a lot of darn stuff? So I would assume a sewing kit for darning garments or that sort of thing. And then the Despicable Me anti-hero is, I believe, called Guru. Old map initials would be the USSR, given they don't exist. It doesn't exist anymore, so old maps would still have it. Depend on could be rely on. Mythical luster. I could be satyr. I suppose maybe they're known for being lusty. I'm not sure. Designation for the Toledo Mud Hens. I have to assume that's a AAA baseball team. What an awful name. Rains hard could be hails. Okay. What about this one? Like Satan in the Bible would be a fallen angel. I'm not sure about this feminist person. Sheer. No, I don't know. Rags could be cloths. Yeah, okay. AFL-CIO is a big union merger. Certain Ivy Leaguers is Eli's. Apparently that's what they call people who from Yale. Maybe it's something section. When Dracula doesn't feel seen. Something to do with mirrors or reflection. Oh, maybe, where are we? Action. So maybe reflection is involved. And then beer brand on The Simpsons would be Duff. Non-pharmacological compound. That would be a placebo, I suppose, in a clinical trial. There's no active ingredient. Sound of a good car engine, I suppose, hum. Sport whose athletes wear top knots would be sumo. Ides of March rebuke would be et tu brute. A well-used pencil would be a stub. What a bargain hunter hopes to pay would be less. They want to pay less. Knob on an electric guitar. I'm not sure. Get ready to attack Dracula and his pals would be, I assume, raise the stakes. Stakes. Wooden stakes in this case. Pristine as land. Pristine. Like Greenfield or untouched. Something like that, I imagine. Like some jobs, not sure. Anti-traffic org. So this could be the DEA, which I think is the Drug Enforcement Authority. Maybe. Lake that's the thumb of New York's Finger Lakes. I have no idea. Pompous people could be snobs, maybe. And then is the knob on an electric guitar, is that trouble? Not really sure. Veterans Day event. A parade, perhaps. Oh, jobs could be odd jobs. Okay. And then pristine could be untrod. Lead into second could be nanosecond. When Dracula doesn't feel seen upon reflection. Okay. Bring up, as in bring up the rear, maybe? Showed sudden interest in a way. I sat up because I was suddenly interested. And the pot grower, we're talking about poker or gambling, upping the ante. Fantastic. All right. Wednesday, done. How did I do? 11 minutes and 36 seconds. That's not too bad. There's a lot of Dracula happening today for today. I guess we're coming up to Halloween. So Dracula's preferred way to eat wings is right off the bat. I suppose is that what does Dracula eat bats? I thought he was a bat. Anyway, what makes him frantically hop around? Light on his feet. So if there's sunlight on his feet, Dracula famously being a little bit allergic to sunlight. When Dracula doesn't feel seen would be upon reflection. Dracula cannot be seen in mirrors. And if you want to get ready to attack him, you would use wooden stakes. And so you would want to raise them up in preparation. All right. That is Wednesday, the 29th of October, 2025.